F-16 earlier using flares during the display. Merlin HM2 and 2 Wildcats forming our maritime demo. And the moment to look out for during the Wildcats part of the sequence is when they'll be heading, I think, from right to left and climbing away from us on the sort of 45-degree line. To tell you more about it. What we've got here is the two HMA Mark II Wildcats, 865 865 for the pilot and observers. High-line coming through. For finding the operational squadron of 815. Additionally, we have a Merlin Mark II 814 squadron down at RNAS Cold Road. I'll pass on to Sub-Lieutenant Yeovilton now, who will speak a little bit about the third part. Thanks, Alan. Yeah, so the Merlin Mark II evacuation. It's the thing that can go underneath is a very sophisticated radar, and the Merlin Mark II also has the ability to plotting cutting edge physics sonar. You see about the demonstration of the Merlin winching improvements to the ground. As you might see in a search and rescue or hazard evacuation. Typically carry a crew of 4, a pilot, co-pilot observer, and 2 systems operators. And of course, the crewmen with outside.
Hastings, Caribbean. Predominantly conducting anti-drug humanitarian relief out in the Caribbean, as well as anti-drug smuggling in the Gulf. As you've seen recently in the news earlier this year, quite going back to HMS Dragon, who assisted boarding ops of 8 drug vessels, accumulating and breaking tons of narcotics worth more than £200 billion. In the world of the Wildcat, just fast briefing. See the guys here sliding down the road. They aren't held on to any safety devices at all. They're using just their hands to hold on. Slide down the road fast. In addition to this, on operations, the Wildcat HMA2 will be fitted with an M3M machine gun strapped to the side. That's 50 caliber. This is generally used for warning shots when stopping what we call go-fasts, which are used by the drug smugglers. Generally they'll have a team of 2 maritime snipers in the back, who will then be there to take out the engine blocks if the drug smugglers don't cease after warning shots.
An interesting future capability of the Wildcat HMA is the implementation of the sea martlet and, correcting the martlet and sea venom missiles, which are coming in starting next year. Wildcat demonstrate their M3M capabilities.
Splendid stuff from them, and our thanks also to the lead Wildcat pilot, Lieutenant Dave Fleming, who's commentated with me in the past and who's flying 3 slots in today's display. But now, one of the high points of the afternoon, my pleasure to introduce Squadron Leader.
A highlight of my day.
The checks are done, the smoke systems are tested, the aircraft are trimmed out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the 2019 RAS Aerobatic Team, the Red Arrows!
Put that on there. Put hashtag
Over the top in big battle formation with the patriotic red, white and blue smoke trailing behind. Red 1 bangs the aircraft around to the left, about to initiate the move to Short Island. Red 1 leading the formation today is Squadron Leader Martin Pert. Martin is a former Harrier pilot, he's also flown the Typhoon, has instructed on the Hawk, and he's back in the Red Arrows in his 2nd season as the team leader. Red one leading short diamond around from our left-hand side. The white smoke about to come back on. On the right of Red 1 in short diamond is Red 2, one of our new pilots for the 2019 season. Red 2 is pilot for the Demo 3. Demo has previously flown the Hawk as an aggressor pilot on 100 Squadron, and he then flew the Typhoon before joining the Red Arrows for 2019. You'll notice from the radio transmissions, Red 1 using a very metronomic cadence as he talks to the other aircraft. The pilot's reacting to his voice and the cadence of his commands rather than the movements of his aircraft. Well, last year was the centenary of the Royal Air Force. This year we have a number of other anniversaries we are marking. The first of which is the 50th anniversary of the Apollo moon landings. And coming in from the right-hand side, Red 1 has called the aircraft into Apollo, representing the landing craft about to enter the Apollo roll.
The Apollo roll, you're not looking
And roll for Red 1 upside down at 2,500 feet. Smoke trailing representing the Apollo landing craft. Of other anniversaries we're marking this year, including of course the 75th anniversary of the D-Day landings. The Red Arrows were privileged enough to take part in commemoration events in both Normandy and Portsmouth earlier on in the summer to mark those significant events. Another anniversary we're marking is about to be represented from our left-hand side. It's the 50th anniversary of the first flight of an aircraft that is here in the museum and celebrates an Anglo-French conglomeration, a beautiful engineering masterpiece, combining that engineering excellence with a beautiful design. It is, of course, the Concorde. In from our left-hand side, the nose lights about to come on towards us, Reds 8 and 9 representing the engines underneath the Concorde as Red 1 rolls it out down the line. The smoke about to come on for the Concorde then.
I made one. You're Red 1. Red 1. Smoke on. How do you say it? Smoke on.
Right wing to the Concorde is another new pilot for 2019. It's Red 4, Flight Lieutenant Gregor Oxford. Gregor has previously flown the Harrier and the Typhoon. He was then a Hawk instructor at RAS Valley before joining the team this year. As Concorde moves out to our front, Red 1 is calling them into one of our most technically difficult formations to fly. We'll have 6 aircraft all flying line abreast with Red 6 and 7 tucked in at the back in Phoenix. On the left of Red 1 in Phoenix is Red 3, Squadron Leader Mike Bowden. Mike has previously flown the Harrier and the Tornado GR4. He's served 4 years already as a team pilot, and he returns in 2019 to replace the injured David Simmons. In from the left-hand side, it's Phoenix, the coloured smoke about to come on. Phoenix moves off to our right-hand side, the coloured smoke comes off, Red 1 banking the formation around to the right-hand side as we're about to represent another aircraft from history. The white smoke comes on the wingtips, the aircraft move into position representing the aircraft that was the Stormwater Bomber Command in World War II, but also provided D-Day support in the form of decoy tactics to take enemy attention away from the Normandy beaches. It is, of course, the Lancaster. Upside down at 2,500 feet in the Lancaster roll. The Lancaster, of course, not renowned for its aerobatic capabilities, but it's competed with great test pilot Alex Henshaw on the aircraft more than once, whilst testing them in castle bromwich during the war. On the left wingtip of Lancaster is Red 5 squadron leader Steve Morris. Steve has previously aboard calls Red 9 as the red and blue smoke comes on, 8 and 9 rolling around the rest of the formation. Red 1 about to bank the aircraft to the left, changing smoke cover as they go in tornado.
Is it still red arrows?
As the aircraft comes towards us, the nose lights will be facing us. The smoke will come on. Red 1 will give the command for Enid to brake. In the first of our big splits of the day, it is time for the detonator. And Hawk T2 instructor. He's in his third and final year on the team. In from the left and right with a closing speed of over 700 miles an hour. The aircraft about to pass 100 feet apart in the spectacular Jimbo Pass. They'll reverse the turn, passing 100 feet apart in the Cyclone. Facing up, they're about to cross the path in the Cyclone. From the left-hand side, trailing white smoke is Red 9 flying down the line. Look out to your front right. Here come the nose lights of Enid. They've dropped down to form an inverted V formation. Pulling up with the red, white and blue smoke is Red 9, Flight Lieutenant Dan Rose. Dan is a former Typhoon pilot and Red 1 switching to white smoke as the aircraft climb out to our left-hand side. Now looking straight ahead of us, let's try and pick out the nose lights of 6, 7 and 8. The white smoke is on, 7 and 8 are rolling around red 6 before they split in the vortex. Tornado GR4 pilot, he's previously instructed on the walk. Slowed on 100 squad units has flown in the most number of red arrows positions in history. Flown as 2, 7, 6, 5, 4 and 8. Red 6 and 7 now with the white smoke on, positioning for the next of their opposition manoeuvres. Again with a closing speed of over 700 miles an hour. Red 6 on the right will roll inverted, red 7 the right way round, and as they cross they will switch in the vice versa.
You can't have these things faster on it.
Flowing out from their vice versa, the smoke going off. Now look out to your left-hand side. Red 1 has gathered the rest of the aircraft. The nose lights coming in towards us. He's about to widen them, ease them up. Ready for a simultaneous roll into revolution. Red 1 turning the smoke off on our right-hand side to make way for the next manoeuvre from the synchro pair. Looking out to our left and right, the white smoke is back on. Red 6 and 7 closing in fast. They're going to pass 100 feet apart, pulling 7G in a tight circle, crossing 3 times in the spectacular carousel. As the smoke goes off, and 6 and 7, it's time to look out to the front right to pick up the nose lights of Enid. That smoke about to come off to make way for the next manoeuvre. Now look out to your right-hand side. Let's pick out the nose lights of the rear section. Reds 6 and 7 about to roll inverted. Reds 8 and 9 will roll around their smoke in the spectacular corkscrew.
8 and 9.
Aboard calls Red 9. Reds 8 and 9 once more, rolling around 6 and 7. Red 6 leading the rear section off to our left-hand side. Keep looking to the left. Here come the nose lights of Enid. The inside members of the formation about to simultaneously roll to the outside, changing smoke colour as they go in the rollbacks. side as the rollbacks finish off to our right-hand side. Red 1 banking the aircraft around.
Is this a show?
John is a former Tucano instructor. He displayed the aircraft in 2012 and then flew the Typhoon before joining the Red Arrows. He's in his second year and will take over as the synchro leader next year. One last time, with a closing speed of over 700 miles an hour, they're about to roll towards each other in the double rolls. The double rolls off to the left and right, the colour smoke goes off. Let's look straight ahead, ready for the show finale. Coming in straight ahead, the nose lights are on, the smoke's about to come on for the Vixen break. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Red Arrows! The smoke comes back on for the other aircraft to join up. We'll get them back into a 9-ship formation in short order before transiting back to Brighton, where our support team, the Blues, so called because of their blue overalls, will refuel, re-smoke and service the jets ready for our next display. And of course the Red Arrows is a team effort, just like every other military unit. It's not just the people in red suits flying the aircraft, but we have a support team of over 120 in the blue suits, covering everything from engineering trades through to administration, operations and photographers and everything in between.
Then we have a look back to the Royal Air Force's history with the Battle of Britain Memorial flight with the Lancaster, Hurricane and Spitfire, which should be landing on, if the wind conditions permit, after their display, and then to conclude things, the traditional Yeovilton finale of the Commando assault demonstration. We're very proud to present a 3-ship display from the Blades. Extra EA-300 aerobatic aircraft, operated by a company called 2XL Aviation, based at Sywell in Northamptonshire. Starting off with what would normally be their box loop. A triangle loop, you might say. Today, the Blades being one of only a very few teams who are permitted to arrive from crowd rear. And pulling up again in front of us for a manoeuvre they call the Falling Angels. Heading back towards us now, bringing their extras to maximum speed and pulling up. Each pilot experiencing 8G, 8 times the force of gravity as they... team today is Blade 1, Andy Evans, former Royal Air Force Jaguar pilot, former member of the Red Arrows, and also, having just heard from Adam Collins in the role, former Red 10, he's now got 3,000 hours in the extra 300 alone, 8,500 flying hours in total. Joining him today, another former Red 10, he up to and including last year, Mike Ling, the longest serving Red Arrows pilot with 10 years in total to his credit, 6 of them in the Red 10 role. He has recently concluded a 21-year RAF career that saw him flying the Tornado, Chicano and the Hawk. He's a qualified flying instructor on the Extra 300. This is his first season in the Blades, flying in the Blade 3 position. A very impressive aerobatic performer, the Extra EA300. The name Extra is the surname of the man who created this family of aerobatic aeroplanes, a German engineer and pilot by the name of Walter Extra. The Blades flying a mixture of the 300 horsepower 300 and the new uprated 330 horsepower 330 model. Very impressive performance as we see here from this solo. The team was formed in 2006 by 2 former RAF pilots, Chris Norton and Andy Offer, who are still the company directors today, but rather than display flying, they're now very closely involved with the other areas of business that 2XL Aviation performs. There are 8 of them in total. They operate Boeing 727s on pollution control, oil spill response spraying duties. They operate private charters, perform engineering functions, amongst others. So as the solo dives back down towards the ground, here come the other 2 aircraft, with the solo catching up. And that team called Crazy. Blade 1 flying inverted at the front of the formation. Blade 2 on the knife edge next to him, and Blade 4 rolling around the smoke created by the 2 others. And now the 3 aircraft getting back into close formation. Time to tell you about the 3rd member of the team today, James McMillan. He's in his 2nd season with the Blades, and it's his first year flying as Blade 4 and flying the solo that we just saw. He joined the Royal New Zealand Air Force, becoming a fast jet pilot aged just 20. He moved to the UK in 2002 to join the RAF. He too is an ex-Red Arrows pilot. He led the team's synchro pair, former Harrier pilot, former Typhoon pilot and Typhoon instructor. The 3 extras pulling up in front of us. Time to mention the team sponsor Aero Bytes. In their 5th season of sponsoring the Blades, they specialise in aviation safety software, which they sold to more than 200 airlines around the world. So out of that box form today, big formation bend. The team moves into the Tango bend. Also, their 5th year of backing the team, they manufacture and distribute high-performance industrial cables. And running in from our right, now in line astern formation as they come past us. We'll see the smoke going on as they approach the display dead center point. And the 3 aircraft, in fact without smoke it looks like today, pull up for the snake. Talking about the very impressive impressive performance of the Extra 300. Its rate of roll, we've seen demonstrated already in this display, in excess of 400 degrees per second. Of course, it's extremely light in weight. It weighs less than 700 kilos. Short wingspan of 8 meters with full span ailerons. That's really what enables this aeroplane to achieve such rapid rotations. Design certified to plus or minus 10G, and of course it's a 2-seat aeroplane, allowing the passenger flights to take place. Maintaining excellent synchronicity. This is an aircraft that's been used by many aerobatic teams over the years, and you can see 2 more of them in our static display here, courtesy of our good friends from the Royal Jordanian Falcons. So the 3 Blades Extras running in back towards us now, going parallel with the main display line. Known as a quarter clover. Pulling up as if to loop, and there you can see as they reach the apex, twisting it round to change the display axis. And they're one of the 3 aircraft splitting off. The idea of the quarter clover being that the smoke trail transcribes a quarter of a clover leaf. Keep your eyes on blades 1 and 4 now as they break, put the smoke on and pull through for the blade's heart, which they dedicate to their charity partner, the Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund. The 3rd aircraft, barrel rolling in towards us. This would, in the normal 4-ship display, be a formation split. Instead, a half turn to the right. As the solo slot commences again, another chance to see something of the performance of the Extra 300. Edge climb away there to boot. Now the Extra torque rolling back through its own smoke. And the other 2 aircraft run in and pull up. The speed's bleeding off as they perform synchronized stall turns. And transitioning from those into 2-turn tumbles. A manoeuvre otherwise known as a lobshavak, with the aircraft in effect in a knife-edge spin. Solo route here, once again showing us an excellent rate of roll. directly coming in front of us. This is the Champagne Split. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the 2019 Blades Aerobatic Team. Thank you very much indeed to the three pilots today, as I mentioned, Andy Evans, Mike Lee and James McMillan. So they're coming in now to land. Very busy weekend for the team this, including an appearance at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Indeed, a very busy season for the team around the whole of the UK and mainland European airshow circuit as well. It looks like Richard Goodwin may be taxiing ready to depart with his muscle pits, as we're waiting for our next display item, once again courtesy of the Royal Air Force in a few moments' time. Or rather, in fact now, a very prompt changeover between acts there. From our rear, the Admiral Lancaster, Hawker Hurricane and Supermarine Spitfire of the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight.
Apologies for cutting into display there. Could a Mr. Martin Large please identify himself to any service personnel in this vicinity? That's Martin Large to identify himself to any service personnel. Thank you.
There's the big children. That's the big one. It's probably on that. Oh! Oh, I'm touching it. Oh, it's that man. That's a piece of space.
Today, a total of 5 Merlins aboard the Lancaster and the Hurricane, and the solitary Griffon engine in the Spitfire in today's display, one of the Flight 2 PR-19 post-war photographic reconnaissance models. And I must say, it looks rather as though plans have changed, as they can do in Gloucester. We're getting ready now for the traditional conclusion to flying displays here at Yeovilton. Taking the runway down at the left-hand end of the airfield are 2 BAE Hawk T1s from 736 Naval Air Squadron, and they're going to be forming part of our finale.
Here they come, Dylan. They're coming over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Martin Large, please identify himself to nearest service personnel. And to Mr. Martin Large to identify himself to service personnel. Thank you.
Well, in fact, as the Hawks clear, look out to the left once again. We get another flight past from the Lancaster Hurricane 2C, the Spitfire PR-19 at the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. Looks as though certainly the fighters are breaking into the circuit, so we are going to get a landing here at Yeovilton, and we'll wait and see if the Lancaster indeed does likewise. The wind looks pretty calm to me, so we'll get the 2 BVMF fighters in for a landing at least. No, it certainly does look
Every single plane you see there.
yes, it certainly looks as though we have wheels down on the Spitfire as it makes the classic curved approach into land. Classic and very necessary, owing to the poor forward visibility from the Spitfire, and indeed other similar big piston engine fighters of that era. Curving the approach enables the pilot to maintain maximum visibility over the nose for as long as possible before setting up on finals. And we are indeed going to get the Lancaster coming into land, that too with wheels down, Spitfire 19 on the ground, Hurricane to follow, and then indeed the Lanc, which I can't remember the last time it operated from Yeovilton.
Is he going to land? at the back and at the edge where we were already. Obviously the C-130. Hercules 1. Wait, when do we leave? Well, I don't know, he's that
Well, I'm very glad that we were, after all, able to bring you back, especially the landing of the Lancaster, which doesn't happen an awful lot at display venues away from its base at RAF Coningsby. They're in fighting wing formation, and they're going to be performing a strafing pass. And that certainly put the enemy on the back foot. They're forming a defensive line now, as firing between the two sides continues.
I would like to be out there, would you?
And the first rotary support comes in to aid the friendly forces from the left.
And we have two Wildcat HMA2s, HC5 Naval Air Squadron. Supporting friendly forces here. We have one helicopter driving 5 forces over the sea, while the other Wildcat deploys the Bayot team for a fast group. Bayot on the mobile air operations team, being returned to the They've now been deployed. The front line on ground. Indeed, they're being engaged by surface-to-air missiles, and there go the flares. What we'd be expecting from the ground team now, let's be given a contact report to HQ and liaison with fighter helicopter force, the friendly forces assistance, which we should see momentarily. In terms of the vehicles, you've got that one where the Land Rover and the other one. For cargo and for horses.
Well, there are two variants of the Wildcat. Currently in grenades, a drop to create a smoke screen between friendly and enemy forces. And here comes the other Wildcat from 847 Squadron and the 4 Commando Merlins.
847 Squadron by a forward reference position around Commando Merlins here from 846 Squadron. By the troop carrying ability, carrying up 24 fully laden Royal Marines, which actually makes up a troop. You should see 2 sections coming out of the back of these Merlins as they route their inside now. Being designated by the mayor team.
I'm the tallest person in the park tonight. I've been to the highest.
Right, stand still now. You're going to hurt yourselves.
So actually the CHF is an entirely self-sufficient unit that uniquely to British government. There's no engineering, intelligence, medical and logistics team. Approximate weight of 8.5 tons, total length of 19.5 metres. Now double the length of your standard double-decker bus, as well as the level 4. While the Wildcat AU-1 from 847 Squadron was providing armed overwatch. Preparing to fire a manoeuvre in support of the guys on the ground that are being contacted by the enemy. What you'll see is a section of Royal Marines made up of 8 personnel.
Air support has been called in from the right this time, the 2 Hawks of 736. And now here's the underslung load capability of the Commando Merlins being demonstrated.
It's a commando.
Yeah, the Commando Merlins, they can underslung load up to a Land Rover. In this instance today, the Commander assault will see them delivering a gun battery for the rear team, as you can see laying down on the ground to the left in preparation to receive that gun to them.
So what we have here, Alex, within the wider Commando Merlin force is 2 different marks, Mark 3 and Mark 4.
Yeah, so we took delivery of the Merlin Mark 4 last year, and that's today's first display of the Merlin Mark 4 to the public at an air show. And it's quite an upgrade actually. These include an automatic folding tail and rotor head, an uprated undercarriage, and a new glass cockpit expensive 8 suites. And what this automatic folding tail and rotor head gives us is the capability to put 4 times the amount of helicopter support between this car.
away. Being deployed with the C-17, deployed anywhere in the world within 36 hours.
That's a great idea. It's people. That's a funny looking person.
It's not. No, it's cannons and that.
Cannons. Wow.
Oh no, that is not.
Further troops being dropped at the helicopter landing site. And the two other Merlins come in with their underslung loads. The first one to go. The second one, light grey one. That's the one we've been talking about. And the ammunition.
Unless we have jackpots.
I want to go home and have a tea.
Yeah, not dying.
I don't want to die today.
So the
I
Merlin
think
team
all of us are too
all around the world.
I'm young to die.
Canada, Denmark, Norway, Italy, Japan and Portugal, just to name a few.
Why are they not lowering it down for them and them? She's on.
Such a large aircraft.
Question actually, how come I am?
Over
You are
150
taller than me,
knots.
even though I was born
But
before.
generally cruises at about
My
120
dad's
knots.
like that. He's taller than my mum, but even though my mum's older.
Yeah, see, I don't understand.
His dad's 8. His dad's 8. 8? Yeah, and he's like a son.
Usual crew composition for the Commando Merlins, with 2 pilots in the front,
Yeah, the
by
8-year-old
2
dad.
aircrewmen in the back.
That is a real gun. That is
He must have been born on leap years. So it's 8 times 4, isn't it?
These were designed and built by Leonardo helicopters in Yeovilton.
Just in case you didn't know.
It is a real gun, seriously.
See this more people. How come
Big no chance.
This battle's got to be over soon.
Indeed, the enemy forces have been well and truly pushed back behind their vehicles. And the inexorable progress of the friendlies towards victory continues. There's also been small figures in carrier last year, Western 18, on Exide Merlin Storm, as well as existing on Exide Bomb.
Oh my gosh, there's only one person. There's only one person left. That is so stupid. Oh!
And there, I believe, Alex, is an example of some of the vehicles that would be used in
Oh no, he was
on
moving
the
his
cold
head.
weather operations in Norway.
No, when he was shot, his head went up. Oh!
Sport vehicle.
I think they were shot.
They use these quite often out in Norway.
Oh,
The transport troops as well as
oh, the student. No, there's more. There's more. Oh yeah, because
The French capabilities of the 847 Squadron, Wildcat inside Marine One, being demonstrated there before it clears. And we'll now see, running through in a trail formation, the 4 Merlins of the Commando Helicopter Force, crewed by 846 Squadron.
I think we're in bed for a big one. Yeah. I'm not on the white. Wait, doesn't that mean they get the white? Oh.
See the Royal Marines peeling right there to get themselves into a better position to
You'll have to put
overwhelm the
lights on
enemy position
before
now
you
that they've
die.
been suppressed.
Well,
They
that's
should
not
be
good,
taken
is
up
it?
and all round the
Someone
fence.
dead and forget
No,
about
wait,
that.
the people are going to go in and steal all their loot and back. No. Yeah, they're dead though.
A final run through the face of left to right, the 2 Wildcats through, keep on flying through. And it looks like hostages have been taken.
in case Jetman comes back. Why is he? No, that's actually
The gun that was airlifted into action earlier by one of the Merlins now being brought to bear on enemy positions on the far side of the airfield.
because they do sometimes get
We know in
Well, it looks like I'm actually here.
to stop the enemy from reinforcing the lads that
You actually are here.
No, I mean like,
Hover behind them, and also by that special extra element of the friendly forces who definitely made a significant contribution to the defeat and capture of the enemy, as Jetman readies himself, in fact, 2 Jetmen ready themselves to join the ground forces as that very impressive sight of the 4 Commando Merlins comes in over the countryside to our left.
it's 3. Over here aren't count. They can't count. It's 3. Look there. Because they're weird.
appreciation to everybody involved, whether in the air or on the ground, for that marvellous show of force. And that also brings to a close the flying programme at what's been a really memorable, really enjoyable 2019 Royal Navy International Air Day here at Yeovilton. Alex, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have.
I've had a fantastic day, Ben. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Yes, everybody, your support is invaluable, hugely appreciated by all of the organisers here, all of the participating crews who I know really enjoy coming to Yeovilton every year. It really is an event with its own character, isn't it? Born of being at such an operational airfield.